Lloyd Vehicle Consulting. Still not sponsored by Lancaster Insurance. Maybe one day. Good afternoon. Today is the 31st of March, it is Easter Sunday, and yes, the slightly shambolic shuffles are continuing without a break, because that's what you all seem to like. Here we are back again at the Heath Classic Car Club's bi-monthly event, which is going to be bigger today than usual, and we better start with our friend here, this old minivan that's always here. Very late one, 81, 82, Mini 95, Pickup Pete. The dummy's not in the back today for some reason. Another car we see an awful lot of, this 72, 73 Mini Mark III 1000, which you would have had a lime flower interior, but it's got some seats in it from a 90s Cooper. Can't remember the name of this blue colour now, actually. Then next we've got another classic Mini, which is this one here. It's actually a Mini 35, which is from 1989, as you can see from the special edition graphics on the side of it there. Sorry, Mini 30, not 35. There was a 35 as well, but it wouldn't look like this. You see at the back of it, it will say that. Should apologise in advance for incorrect information if I fall over, if it just generally goes really bad and my camera quality is terrible, which is just standard on these things. If you want better videos, watch another channel. Right, 1960, I think this is a 69, this one, yeah. It's a Morris Mini Cooper S, this one. And then next to it we've got a Minotaur. This one will be about 1960 due to the wipers, so it would have originally had a 948cc engine, this one. Who knows, it might have been swapped by now. Also did give away, this isn't the kind of final series of Morris Minors, is the fact we haven't got the same rear lights we would have done. If this is a genuine Tourer, I'm not entirely sure if it is or not. It'd be worth a lot of money. Next to it, a Daimler Dart, or SP250 as it's I think correctly known as. This one's I think been upgraded with an overdrive gearbox. They were made between 1959 and 1964. What sort of happened is Jaguar took over the BSA group that owned Daimler in 1960, and they sort of realised that having the E-Type and this in the range wasn't really necessary. So they discontinued their own car in favour of their own car and got rid of the Dart. It's a shame, it's an interesting car. I just think with the fiberglass engine and that famous 2.5 V8 it was maybe quite expensive to build. Wolseley Hornet, this is a Mark III. You can see it's got the later doors on it, which came in 67. Earlier than on the Mark III Minis, and this is a 67, it's on an E. Then we've got, again from 67, a Austin A40 Countryman, which lives just around the corner from where I do. Probably seen this one before in many of the videos we've done at Heath. Plus there's still stuff coming in. This might be a longer video than usual. I'll look at that one later. Sunbeam Alpine Series 5. With a 1725cc engine. Although for some reason, I didn't really ever come in 65. I thought it was later than that, but this is 65, so it'll be an early one. And yes, there was a Sunbeam Alpine in Dr. No. I think they were live out locally in Jamaica. It was a much earlier one than this. Rear seats in that look, well, not the most commodious, but if you drive one of these, and you know, who wouldn't want to, probably don't worry about that sort of thing, do you? Ford Consul Classic, or Consul 315 these were called. They were one of the shortest lived production cars of Ford of Britain. Introduced in 1961 with a 1340cc engine, then later a 1.5. They were not big sellers. They just had very dated styling by sort of 62, 63, and they were actually discontinued in favour of the Corsair, which is a shame. The Consul Capri was very similar to this in terms of its construction, but locally registered to this area. AA was an old Southampton plate, and that's not very far from here. It's in beautiful condition, this. We've got a Bentley Special, I imagine based on something like a Mark 6 or R-type chassis. I've actually driven one of these myself, not this one, but another one, because one of my friends owns one and he allowed us to use it for a wedding car. So it looks sort of 20s, 30s, but probably based on a Mark 6 chassis. A lot of them are, but all custom and things like that, which is makes them pretty interesting. 1961 Alvis TD21, dark green with a beige leather interior and wood. I do like a nice beige leather interior, viewers, as many of you know. That is a lovely luxurious car. Alvis, sadly, it's okay. Alvis had to discontinue their car range in 1967. I can't remember what the exact reason why it was. I think they became part of the Rover Group or something. I don't remember now. But this was the last range of models they made. The TE and TF21 were very similar to this, but with some facelifts. The TF21 was the last one made with a distinctive kind of stacked quad headlamps on it. And we've got it's 1954 Daimler here. I forget the name of this exact model now. I think it's based on the same platform as the Daimler Conquest Century. It's beautiful. I think again an old Southampton plate CR. Nice automatic transmission, although what on earth T does, I don't know. Who knows? Another one of my favourite cars here, it's this Bentley Turbo RL. It's the long wheelbase version of the Turbo R. 95 to 96 registration. Sort of, I don't know, like olive interior, I suppose, this one. I do like these. It's just complete and utter luxury and performance for not really that much money. If you want like a Bentley 8 that's the sort of older and less luxurious and less powerful version of one of these, they start from about £5,000, which is insane. Here we have this, I think it's a 68 GT6. Where's my information sheet on this? It wasn't registered though until I think 1971. It was for reasons they don't quite understand. It's not a Mark III, it's a much earlier one than that. Next to it we've got this Focus ST170 from 2002. Again, I say these are classics probably in their own right now. The Mark I Focus, even a normal one, is probably a classic in some people's eyes just because of the age of them. They were discontinued 20 years ago now, which is pretty crazy. One of the things about coming to the Lockheath events is you do get to see a great variety of things all next to each other. So we're next to this Austin A70. I think it was called an A70 Hereford. I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember now. But it's just crazy. But next to it, one of the continuation MGTFs. They made these from 2008 to 2011. The company at the time that put them into production was called Nanjing Automotive, and they were built in limited quantities in I think a CKD form at Longbridge. The problem is that they're so similar to the original TFs, which were made from 2002 to 5, but they do have a slightly different engine. It's the N series engine in these, which is a modified K series. Apparently no one of these has ever had a head gasket failure, so that's interesting. But yeah, they're pretty rare now. But yeah, by the time this was made, let's have a look at exactly what year this is. Yeah, it's a 2008. It's a very early one, this one. When these came out, you could buy a used TF in very nice condition for maybe £4,000 or £5,000. These were maybe 17, 18, so that's why we didn't sell one of them. We're going to have to skip this Camry, I'm afraid, viewers, because of obvious reasons. Thank you, Mayor of London. And we'll continue with this Porsche here. I think this is a Cayman, isn't it? If that's the original plate, it would be about a 2006. Biscuit interior, very common on one of the Porsches of the year this particular time. That's a Cayman S, so that'll have even more power. Ooh, Ferrari 328 GTS. This has got a personal plate on it, but it'd be about this sort of time, about 86, 87, something like that. It's not the same as used in Magnum PI, but it does look rather interesting. Also interesting is this Mitsubishi Legnum. We got this car in this country as the Galant, but this is a Japanese domestic market one, and this is a very high specification. Has the four-wheel drive system in it. I imagine that's got a nice turbo engine. So that is rather interesting. That's the sort of thing we like to see here. Next to it, someone's put a Mark II badge with Jaguar 340. Technically they're not Mark IIs. They're like a continuation model from the Mark II. And they were made between, I think, 67 and 69 from memory. They're basically a sort of simplified version of the Mark II ahead of the XJ coming out in 1968. Yeah, 67 this one. Actually, that's not bad. It's maybe like an older restoration, and someone's been doing some things with the paintwork, but that's good. I like it. Then we've got this Mini Cooper here. This is one of the sort of 90s cars. I think that is the standard interior for these, which is interesting. Yes, excellent. Right, I think I'm being summoned over there. We'll go over there and see what I presume the chairman has got to say. Right, viewers, that's just some information about some upcoming events at Lox Heath. Some very exciting things going on, particularly over the summer. So next we've got something that would, be at every single classic car show in the country. Be not a real show without one. A Mark I 2-door Escort. This one's been heavily modified. Most of them have, I think, if they're 2-doors. This one on a K. 71, 72, what that was originally I don't know. It looks like it's had the arches flared out and things like that, so I doubt it's like a real Mexico or whatever RS 2000. It's probably just a recreation of something, but there we go. And then we've got this 1964 Hillman Imp, early one. They came out the previous year. This one again been modified, different seats, wheels, and interesting kind of very kind of late 60s, early 70s looking kind of paint scheme with the yellow and the black. That's actually the boot lid at the front because the edge is in the rear. We've got a very shiny Porsche 911 here, 83, 84, 911 Targa SC with a 5-speed gearbox. Guards red, I think they're the name of this colour, which is it's nice. We've got the trikes. At least I fixed some full mechanicals in them, but custom made really. I think the one on the right hand side's probably my preference. Relatively easy to find certain parts for. I think it's got a 1.6 Ford engine in it. And a Morgan three-wheeler. I've actually been offered a go in this car. I don't know at the moment whether or not I want to. It looks utterly terrifying. So there's that. But they're about £40,000 these cars. I don't know if they still make them or not, but if you want a used one like this 69 registration, I think they're about £40,000. But you know, it could be fun. We've got a couple of Fiestas here. Very interesting to compare a late Mark I and an early Mark II. This is an early Mark II. It's got the pepperpot wheels from an XR2, although this is not an XR2. 83 to 84. And yeah, that is that's pretty good. I like these Mark I and Mark II Fiestas. I imagine tons of you will have very nostalgic memories of these, maybe first cars or someone in the family have one. It's probably an upper spec one though, because we've got the higher spec dash, but that's an XR2 wheel, so yeah, I'm not entirely sure actually what that one is. I know what this one is though. I've met the chap who owns this. It's very, very nice. It's a 1983, I think, Fiesta 1.3 gear. It's in really, really nice condition. He tells me there are some things to do on it, but to be honest, I can't see too much that does need doing on this. I think it's pretty much immaculate. It's after the very, very tiny facelift that occurred around 82. I think something to do with number plate being moved or something. I can't remember. It's very small. Got a nice XK8 here. We've got a couple of XK8s here today, actually. This is an XK8 convertible. It's got what's called the classic interior with all the wood. Very nice beige leather. Gosh, that's fit tight. Can I get through here, viewers? Yes, I can. That's all right, then. That's absolutely fine. So yes, I have had a go in one recently, but it's not this one. We'll see the one I had to go in shortly. Very interesting. An Alphasud Sprint. I don't think I've seen one of these for a really long time. 105. I don't know what that actually refers to. Thank you. From the 1.5 flat 4 engine, boxer engine, which continued until the very early 145s, 146s. So based on the same platform as the Alphasud, but with a very different kind of look to it. These actually continued production in 1989, so well after the Alphasud was discontinued, about 83. So yes, I think it's about the same power as the Alphasud Cloverleaf. I can't remember now. So another car that I've been offered to go in at some point is this Lotus Sedan. It was made in 1992, registered as a 1994. It's a mixture of Series 1 and Series 2 bits in it. And it's been very, very well sort of cared for. I'm looking forward to having a go in that one at some point. Then we've got the Aston Martin Vantage S, another car that I've been offered to have a go in, which yeah, about 2010 I think this one is, which looks like it's fun. I'm just wondering like whether or not you lot would like to see a car like this on the channel. Because it's not the sort of thing we normally do, but let me know in the comments section below if that is something you'd like to see. Very late Mini Cooper S on an X, so 2000, so one of the very last. Is this a Cooper Sport? Yes, it's Cooper Sport. The very last ones are the Sport 500s. And interestingly here as well, we can see the very early Mini. This is actually a Mark 1 Mini, it's a 61, a very early Cooper. And you can see the difference between the very early ones and the late ones of this one. And it is, yes, it's Ace. I think that's an appropriate description. The place is getting so full now that they've had to sort of introduce another row in here. And someone's very kindly put an information plaque on the back of their car. 1936 Singer Sport 4-seater. I don't think I've ever seen one of these before, actually. It's a very handsome looking car, isn't it? A little tiny thing. Now we've got a kit car Q plate. It says Fury on the back. I don't know what that means. I've never seen one before. It looks a bit like a Ginetta, but it's not. If anybody knows what actually those are about, then let me know. Ford Sierra XR 4x4. So this, a lot of these had the Cologne engines in the V6. Some of the later ones had a 2-litre engine. See what this one's got. Well, we got 2 cylinder head, so it looks like a V6 to me. This one is a facelift one. It's 1987 or 88. There's actually someone offered me to go in one of these. A later one, it's a 2-litre, but that would be most enjoyable, I think. Very late Mark 1 Volkswagen Golf GTI, 83, 84 on an A. Quite nice BBS wheels, which are aftermarket, they suit the car quite well, I think. Let's see if our engine is a bit different. Yeah, I think that's a much later engine than the original 1.8 in there. Sorry. So then we continue with this. Now, I'm not actually sure if this is a Scorpio or a Granada. We've got this rear door, which has a gear badge on it, but underneath this is GLX. You can't have a Granada gear and a Scorpio at the same time. The Scorpio was the very top trim in this country, although in other markets, which are left-hand drive and other things, and this is a left-hand drive, it was known just as the Scorpio. So I'm very confused, viewers. I think this is a Scorpio, rather than with no Granada name in it. I think it's not a gear, but I don't know. Who knows? These are the actual correct wheels for one of these as well, but you also see it on the Mark II Granadas. This thing, I have no idea what this is whatsoever. I haven't got a clue. Maybe somebody can enlighten me in the comment section below. I think it's a modified kind of Ford Model A or something, but who knows? Another Porsche 911 here. This one is just a Carrera. It's got the big spoiler on the back. If it's got a G plate on it, even a personal one, it'll be no kind of earlier than 1989. It's very, very late, for example, of this shape, because the 964 version came out the very same year. Then we have a Jaguar. I think this is an XK150 actually, this one. Actually, candidly, Jaguar did badge with that. That badge has been replaced recently, hasn't it? It gives details of all the Le Mans wings in the 50s, up until that point. This one's had a 5-speed gearbox put in it, which probably is not necessarily a bad idea. And a very appropriate plate, 222XK. So, SW20 Toyota MR2. I don't know exactly what year this is. Probably not one of the later ones, probably somewhere in the middle, I'd say, but Northern Irish plate, so I've got no idea. Triumph TR6 with a hard top on it, 69 to 70 on an H. It's probably a sensible idea at the moment to have a hard top on. Coventry plate on that one, actually. TVR Griffith, 1992 to 93. We've seen this one before here for sure. They're, I think, BBS wheels on this, but they are original TVR equipment according to that badge on there. Oh yes, look at this view. It's driving gloves and a wooden steering wheel and some wood and some cream leather and fantastic. That's what we like to see, isn't it? Then we've got an MGC, although it's on a later plate, so something funny going on here. The MGC was discontinued around 69. So it is a 69, but for some reason it was registered later, in 70 I suppose, maybe there was some kind of leftover registered then. Both on a, this is on a J, and so is this one. This is just a standard BGT. Interesting colour, I can't remember what the name of this colour now is. And we'll take a look and we'll see the front ends are very different. This has got the fish mouth grille, which is I think 71, 72 only. And that's got the earlier grille on it. Another Minotauro, 1965, and we've actually got the correct steering wheel on in this one for the era. This might well be a genuine, but I'm not sure. Oh, local plate, that's a Portsmouth plate PO. Little preview for something that's coming up very soon on my channel. This is a 1968 Renault Caravelle 1100S, which is a very late one, so one of the last ones made, with the most powerful engine, 58 horsepower. Gearbox I did not get on with when I was driving it, unfortunately, but that's very common for me in older cars. 1994 Rover Metro GTA, which are some very nice ones. I think these are either late GTA or early Rover 100 wheels. The 100 came out, I think it was early 95, so it's quite late for a Metro badge one. I really like that, but probably because my godfather used to have one of these. It was dark green, a slightly earlier one than this. And we've got the Capri 2.8 injection. You know, lots of you like these. I have driven one of these as well. The brakes were quite bad though. They were scary. You can fit better brakes to these. That's something I would recommend, because repairing Capris these days is getting expensive. But that's a very nice one. On a B, I think this is injection special actually, judging by the interior and things like that. On a B, so 84 to 85, about the time when the Capri was discontinued for left-hand drive markets. These kept being made for our market in right-hand drive till 1986, and then the last one was registered about 1989. Ah, viewers, a lovely Jaguar XK8 Coupe that I have actually filmed already. The video's not gone out quite yet. It probably will go out at some point next week, which I hope you enjoy when it comes. Then we've got this thing which always confuses me, because it registers as like a 71S type, which is completely sort of wrong. I don't know whether this is actually a really type or whether it isn't. There are replica kits available for it, but if it's a replica, it's a very, very good one. This Cobra is also a replica. It's not a 67, 68. It's much newer than that, as you can see from things like the indicated wiper stalks and the instruments. Don't remember exactly now which kit it is. It just says Cobra on it, but it's nice anyway. And then we've got something that's even more interesting here. This is an old Chevy. As you can see, there's a nice reproduction newspaper there. Right-hand drive, I think these were either built in Canada or they were built in a factory in London somewhere. I can't remember now. So, many here, I think this is not actually a Cooper because they had a different interior. I could be wrong. I think it's a more standard Mini that been made to look a bit more fancy than it is. But yeah, 92, 93, that one, very clean looking. You can see the contrast between this and this. This 1976 Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham d'Elegance with an 8.2 litre engine, formerly owned by Ken Morley. He's done quite well to fit this into the parking space, because it doesn't really fit into the parking space, as you can see. But there we go, never mind. So a little Isetta, I think it's built in Brighton. This is a 59. This is always here actually. That must be a local owner to that, because I don't think I enjoy going very far in that. We've got 2005 Lotus Elise Series 2. Still got the old I think Rover 100 mirrors on this, and the Vossel Cavalier Mark III Eureka wiper stalks, which is fine. I mean, what a what a fun little car. That'd be something I'd like to try at one point in my life, one of those. Renault 8 Gordini 1964, owned by John Davey, who is the chairman of the club. That is always a pleasure to see that one. And we've got one of these Ford vans, or maybe even Thames vans they are, Fordson. I get confused about all that sort of stuff, viewers. It's basically the old sort of Anglia shape, the van, but made into a hot rod. Postman Pat looks surprisingly relaxed considering the performance of this car. And then we got Ford Falcon 1964, very different type of Ford from the other one there. Trying not to hit anything as we walk around here, viewers. There's always a possibility of things going wrong, but we're okay. It's very nice, sort of the same platform as a Mustang actually. And we've got an Austin 7, I think. This is a later one. Yes, we're not allowed to discuss that Toyota, viewers. Thank you, Mayor of London. Austin 7 Ruby 1934. Which was found as in, well, a box of bits really, back in 1998. Another MGB here, this time 7071 on a J. Some Mini Light style wheels, which look good actually on one of these. They always did. Another 504 Cadbury. We'll see the other one just in a moment. This is a 78 facelifted model. Personally converted right-hand drive by, I think, a Peugeot dealer, because they didn't actually have an official right-hand drive conversion after about 74. See there'll be later tail lights on this as well. Then we've got 64 Citroën DS19, which at some point we will be doing on Tweed Jacket Reviews. I've actually driven this car already, and it was a slightly terrifying experience, but not the easiest things to drive, but have like an import, but a right-hand drive and everything. 1966 Wolseley. I think this is a 6110 or something. This. Sorry, 1660. 6110 is larger than this. This is one based on the Austin Cambridge. I should have go one of these so much, shouldn't I, viewers? 1980 to 81 MGB GT. Very late one. The steering wheel and the seat have been changed on these. It would have originally had a sort of cloth pair of front seats. You can see they would have matched the rear seats. Just about to see that. Talking of other 504 cabriolets, we've got another one here, the 73 one. You would have seen on Tweed Jacket Reviews just a few weeks ago. Although that video was actually filmed in January and February because we had to film it twice. Yeah, different front end, different rear end. Amazing cars. Not particularly distinguished to drive really. Not much power in these compared with the coupe V6s, but still pretty nice. And we've got this Lamborghini V12 6.2 litre. Amazing. Can't remember what model it is. Swiss plates on that. Cadillac Eldorado from 1955, known as Buttercup. Again, just absolutely and utterly enormous, but wonderful nevertheless. Then another one of these Citroen DS's. This is a facelift one, or second facelift I should say technically. 7071. Bit different from the earlier ones. We'll have things like sort of an indicator stalk opposed to like a switch on the dash, which is a bit easier to use. A couple of Mustangs here. That's a 66. That's a 65, so that's an early one actually. It's a very clean looking one actually. Willis Jeep. Imagine that's a wartime one. 1968-69 Morris Minor 1000 1098cc 2-door in Trafalgar Blue. I wonder if somebody's fitted some disc brakes or something to this. Can't tell actually. If you fit disc brakes in a 5-speed gearbox to one of these, it makes an awfully big difference to your driving experience. 1971 to 72 Volvo 145. This is a facelifted one actually. You can tell by things like the grille and also the door handles. Unsurprisingly, this is someone who's in the Volvo Owners Club, local branch of it, which I also am a member of. Volkswagen Beetle 1968-69 on a G. Obviously got some modifications, door handles have been removed. What engine is under there? I'm not sure. We've got the I think 78 this MGB is. You can see with the sort of standard interior in this with the steering wheel and the dashboard, very different from the earlier ones. Something that here is the 2023 Lotus Electre. I think originally registered by Lotus themselves, judging by got an Anglier plate on this, but sold sort of as a nearly new car by Henley Performance in Eastleigh. So yeah, that's interesting. I see it advertised on YouTube all the time for some reason. Then we've got a Morgan here, which doesn't match up with the advert there for the motorcycle. I have a feeling this is, yeah, it's about 1979, 1980. Is that a +8? I don't know. But we've got another retype here. This one, I don't know what year this is. It looks like a rolling restoration or something. Obviously, on a car as old as this, you don't technically need an MOT. I mean, it's probably a good idea, but you don't technically need one. Oh, hello, there's a friend here. Hello. To see if it says on the front of the badge, it's a 4.4, that one. And we've got this kind of custom thing here. That registration has probably got nothing to do particularly with it. But yeah, that looks again interesting. It's probably based on, I don't know, 30s Ford. Oh yes, excellent. Another Hillman Imp, or Imp derived car anyway. That car looks like it's of a completely different make of car. Probably not standard or anything. That is a 65, that one. And then we've got an MG TF. The 1.5s normally say if they're 1.5s, so it might be a 1250. I'm not sure. Got some interesting carbs on there. Predecessor to that is the TD. Now this is, I think, about 1950, this one. This definitely will have a 1250, or at least it would have done originally. Yeah, that's That's nice. I think I prefer the TF, but that's just personal preference. The colour light was very nice. Triumph TR4, this is a 1962. That's really nice. It's just been restored or something. It looks sort of perfect almost. Wow. Going back a few years in TR history, we've got this 1954 TR2. A small mouth, long door. And we got a friend. Happy Easter. We've got the, I think this is like a 2CV based three-wheeler. I forget the name of these now. It's a Lomax. It's about 82, 83 on a Y. And another Jaguar E-Type. I think that's 3 or 4 so far. Very early 4.2. I thought my 4.2s came in 65, but maybe they came in 64. So the contrast with the other one that's here, which is slightly dubious origin. Ooh, a Mark 5 Fiesta modified. Hello to N5_BDL on Instagram. That looks a bit faster than would have been generally. We've got a gonna have to ditch that old phone, aren't I? It won't even make one part of the site of Shambolic Shuffle anymore. The battery's not strong enough. Anyway, another E-Type Series 1. Seems to be breeding here today. This one's probably still got a 3.8 in it. And someone's bought a modern Mustang as well, you know, because they don't really have too many restrictions on what you bring along to the shows, actually, around here, which is kind. Although it means that the display area fills up quite quickly. Another Morris Minor. This one again is a 2-door, 6970 on an H. And we have got a disc brake conversion in this, which means it'll stop better. Probably got a brake servo in it too. It's 1966 Porsche. Let's get this right. This could actually be a 912, you know, rather than a 911. Let me know in the comment section below, because I'm not 100% sure. Built down the road. I think this is actually a petrol transit. Still a Mark 1. The Mark 2's in arrived till I think 1978. So that's about 75, 76, which is superb. Isn't that wonderful? You don't see many of those, do you? Then we've got this old Mondeo Verona Special Edition. So Mark 2, this will be around 1997. Oh, got an Austin Healey, I think that's an early 3000 or maybe 106. No, it's a 3000, it's an early one, about 59. Salisbury plate on that, so not too far from here. Oh, views, we've got something really nice here. 1984 to 85, Ford Granada Mark II 2.8 Gear X injection with the later Mark III Scorpio wheels on it. This one's an automatic, most of them were. Chatsworth interior, driving lamps and fog lamps and the way we like it, and the dealer fit spoiler. That's very nice indeed. So 1989 Mercedes SL, this is the R107 shape, one of the very last 300 SL, this particular one. That looks pretty good. I'd like to go one of these at some point, like I say. That's why I always put in the video my email address and sort of appeal for anyone to offer me the cars. It just, you know, people tell me I should drive certain cars and it doesn't happen all the time because, well, you know, it depends if somebody actually gets in contact and offers me one. Right, and a few more things arrive. 1992 Toyota Corolla. I think this is 1.6 GL Executive, which is it's interesting. There's actually not that many of the Japanese domestic market kind of cars here today. Normally there are a few more. There you go, GL Executive. Lotus Elan Plus 2. This is it's the early 70s, I think this one is, from memory. It's the S130 type. That's right, 71, 72. Again, a local plate to the area, Southampton. And then Mark 1 Lotus Cortina or Consul Cortina. This is a pre-facelift one. Sort of around 62, maybe 63, I can't remember when these came out now actually. And I think that is a genuine one, so it'd be worth a fair bit of money. Triumph Vitesse, very late one, 70 to 71 on a J. The last year Ford Vitesse was 71. So this will have the 2-litre engine in it. I think the brake servo was still optional, which is a bit rubbish in my opinion. But I think that's actually it for the Easter event. Thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment below, and we shall see you again very soon, because I think we've got a couple more Shambolic shuffles coming up next week for even more incorrect information.